You know what? Okay. So, fuck me. The B&T Saga, Part 2. So I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't know that this thing even existed until I got this. I didn't know much, if anything at all, about B&T until the USW came along. This weapon was actually recommended to me by Jeff Cole, the CFO at Rainier Arms. Good friend, really good guy, and he's seen some of what I do. He's seen some actual, footage of me in action. He was like, "Dude, you need this. Come to the shop. Let me show you what's up." So, thank you again, Jeff, and Rainier Arms for pointing me in the right direction. I cannot glorify this gun enough. This is... So when I got this gun, I told my wife, so I think I found the gun. Like, that's how impressed I am with it. Love it. So B&T actually turned out to be an incredible company. Who knows? It's one of those underdogs that really isn't an underdog. It's just not too well known in our kind of like subculture of gun guy stuff. We all have cool shit like that. And we know about saws and all of these military weapons, but the Swiss weapons, and again, these are all made in Switzerland and imported / assembled, I think, here in the US. But these aren't really well-known guns in the States, which is kind of a bummer because they are incredible. And had I known about this, I still would have bought my MPX and my SP5K and all of my MP5 clones and my MP5 SD. But if I was on a budget, I would have went straight to this one. Hands down, no questions asked. As per usual, teasing you guys, they give us the same exact sling in this one and the same shitty quality box, but that's not something I care about. As I mentioned in my STI video and my Archon video, are you paying for the box or are you paying for the gun? What do you really want? Tell me what you need. They give us an Allen wrench. Not sure what that's for. I have not actually shot this gun yet. This is the first time I am really unboxing it. I've opened it to look at it, but I haven't even really played with it yet, so you guys are going to get my first impressions on this. I'm not expecting too much from this manual. And again, manuals are one of those things that's kind of meh. Don't really care too much about them. So there's color photos. It's a cheap manual. I don't mind that. So I feel like most guns these days are pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions about a gun or you don't know how something works, there's a wealth of information out there. So manuals are kind of one of those like, it's cool that they even think to include it anymore, in my opinion. So, onto the weapon. And here she is. Same Swiss logo that the USW wears, which I think is actually really neat. Again, this is the GHM9. The lower of this is polymer. The upper, I'm not sure what the material is, but it feels very, very, very solid, and I'm thoroughly impressed by it. So you get a 3-lug as well as a 1/2x28. You get flip-up iron sights, and you get, in my opinion, one of the best looking pistol braces out there. Very nice, very sturdy lockup on these braces. I've always admired these. I've never owned one before, so this is a first for me. Okay. Charging handle is reciprocal. Kind of a, well, I don't care. Some guys care. It may be a bummer for you. I don't mind it because I know how to shoot and not hit myself with a reciprocating bolt. A lot of guys couldn't figure that out on the Scar and decided that they hated the Scar because they didn't know what they were doing. So that aside, you get pick rails the whole way around. I intend on taking all of them off except for the left-hand side, just because I don't like pick rails where I'm not going to be using them. Makes my gun thicker. So, let's charge the weapon and safety check it. It is in fact clear. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trigger. Would help if it was on fire. I'm actually really impressed with this trigger. For being a pistol caliber carbine, this is one of the best feeling triggers I have ever felt coming straight out of the box. So now that I flipped this over and showed you my serial number, this is your bolt hold open. So if you need to hold your bolt open and you don't have an empty mag in there, it's as simple as just throwing a middle or even an index on there while charging the weapon. So, neat. You can put the weapon on safe or fire without the weapon being charged. Another big perk. Though again, at the same time, for some of you who are used to the battery of arms of an AR, that might be a little worrisome for you, because on an AR, if the weapon is not charged, not necessarily saying that there isn't anything in the chamber, because there could be. I don't know how, but you never know. Never assume, right? But on this, you can put the weapon on fire or safe without the weapon being charged. However, on an AR, you cannot put a weapon on safe unless the weapon is charged. Get what I'm saying? So if you're used to that methodology and you're an idiot and assume that your weapon is empty because your safety doesn't move, well, I wish you the best of luck. Okay, on to disassembly, and this is going to be a first for me, and we're going to do it together on camera. So I just kind of pushed that through. Hell yeah, captive pins again. So this swings down, but I'm going to try and get this forward takedown pin out. Okay, that's a little stiff. I'm using the glass breaker on the end of my AFO2. And if I scratch my own weapon, I don't really care. Okay, got it through. I do try and take care of my weapons, but if it's a weapon I'm actually going to be using, it's going to get scratched eventually, and it's something that I'm never reselling. So if I scratch it, it's my gun to scratch. I'm not going to cry about it. Okay, taking a look at our fire control group. Something I wanted to share with you guys that I kind of verified, not 100% verified, but I read that you can. You'll notice this looks really familiar down there, right? All this action looks similar? Yep. So there's lots of guys online saying you can, in fact, run an AR trigger. I'm going to give it a shot and let you guys know if it worked for me or not, and I'll let you know in the description box. I have a Geisley SSA that would be really cool in here. So looking at everything else, everything looks really well built. This is a not flimsy piece of material I'm holding. It does not feel cheap. It is polymer, obviously, but it doesn't feel... I will actually go as far as to say that this feels leaps and bounds more sturdy than a G36, MP5, SP5, anything with a polymer lower. This definitely feels stronger and more durable than anything I've felt of a polymer lower before. And again, here we have our bolt catch, and you can see what it's doing there. So cool. That is our lower. This, by the way, is your mag release, and you have ambi bolt releases on both sides. And no, these are not bolt stops. These are bolt releases. Yes, they are. That's all they do. They don't stop the bolt. This does. Don't blame me for that. You can't. Moving to the bolt carrier group. Let's see if I can figure this out. Deploy the stock. And I'm going to guess. Yep, we're going to have to take this pin out. And some form of magic is about to happen. I'm wiggling here. Oh, shit. Okay. Something I wanted to show you guys that I thought was really, really funny. That's a scorpion. It's being killed. Scorpion killer. This is... That's a direct attack to the CZ Scorpion. Which is awesome, because I hate the Scorpion. Sorry. Not sorry. So, bolt goes back, and I'm assuming... Yep. We take our charging handle out, and the bolt, just a gigantic chunk of steel. Bolt comes out. Really, really nice buffer system. That's very welcomed. I'll be the first to admit, you guys, I'm a really, really big fan of the M11, the M10, any Mac, any Uzi, any Cobra, just, you know, because of the cool factor of it. They are pieces of shit, but so seeing this kind of buffer system in the back is really cool, refreshing. But this is very reminiscent of a Mac bolt. So, yeah. Everything's all kind of built into one. There isn't a separate lug or camming system. It's just, it is what it is. You pull the trigger, it goes boom. There's your cutout for your firing pin, and your hammer obviously swings forward and through and into there. So, like so, with the sound effects and all. So if we look at the upper receiver, this, very unlike the Max, is actually machined and not stamped. So this is all machined out of one solid piece of 7075, and yeah, that's a very welcomed sight. Squeeze it, nothing flexes because it's not rolled sheet metal. Very, very high quality parts, very high quality feel. So this overall kind of reminds me a whole lot of, I don't know, a 9mm Scar 16. You know, it's got super high quality, really thick components where it matters. Very high quality polymer. Though I would be lying to you guys if I said I had any form of fondness for the Scar 16 or 17 lower. But that's kind of off topic. So I don't really know what else I can show you in this gun. There's no other parts to it that do anything. It is what it is. It's awesome. And again, machined from one solid piece. And I'm guessing you can take these Torx screws out and separate your forend to get access to your barrel. I don't know why you would need to. Maybe you drop some M&Ms or something in there. Whatever the case may be. So another cool thing worth noting is the feed ramps are dual cut feed ramps. Hopefully you guys can see that actually. So you have one on the left, one on the right. So as the magazine alternates, you have a feed ramp for each side. And that, in my opinion, is the way to do it, as opposed to just having one oversized one. For whatever it may be worth, it looks like you can actually take the feed ramp off. I know that the first iteration of these had a problem feeding jacketed hollow points, so maybe they made these removable, just simply for the fact that people wanted to switch back and forth between, I don't know why, but ball only or a mixture of the two. I am taking this out and shooting it today, and I will run both through it and let you guys know how many I've shot through it and how well it did, or if I had any problems. I'm suspecting I'm not going to have any problems because, well, what is Swiss synonymous with, you know? I'm imagining it's going to be extremely smooth. There's our extractor, by the way. It is fixed, however, it is obviously removable should you need to replace it. Say you were shooting steel cased ammo and somehow you managed to crack it. You are not SOL and it's not welded or pinned to the receiver. You can in fact get replacement parts. Cool, let's see if I can figure out how to put this back together. Well, I'm new, you know. Let's try and put springs in first. That might make it easier. I was holding the stock upside down. Okay. That's my idiot move of the day. I only allow myself one. So sometimes I get a mulligan. Oh, you know what? Okay. So, fuck me. Oh my god. I'm totally leaving that in there. So it went all the way over here, smashed into the wall. Pissed off Silas. Hi, buddy. Like, Dad, you're a dick. Why are you shooting things at me? And it's back there somewhere. So I'm going to start searching. I'll see you guys in a second, but I'm definitely leaving that in there. I can just feel him judging me. We're going to do a quick take 2 on this. Show you guys what I was doing wrong. So if you have one of these and you're trying to figure it out, you can learn from my mistakes, and hopefully no animals get injured in the process. I can't believe how far that bolt went. That was impressive. Okay, so I'm getting these two parts together, and you'll notice, and you may have while I was doing this, but I was looking through the viewfinder, not paying attention. This tab right here, my ring finger is touching. Basically, what you want to do is squish everything together, carefully, obviously. Oh god, I almost did it again! Get it together, Sean. You guys are just watching this now for entertainment value. Usually I know how to work on guns, but apparently today something is off. So you go down far enough to be able to do that, and then push it up. Now it's kind of self-retained, and you don't have to worry about anything else, but for the sake of my luck, I'm putting that pin back in, because screw doing that ever again. Huh, what an ordeal. Okay. Nothing feels like it's binding, everything feels good. I feel like an idiot, but that's okay. You know, I share the truth with you guys in everything that I do, and I may make this video a little bit longer by being an idiot, but you know what? If I learn from it, it's something I can teach you guys not to do, then hey, I'm all for it. Cool, let's make sure that this weapon still functions. Holding the trigger down, no magazine. Click, click, okay, awesome. Magazines, let's talk about that really quick. These are all polymer, very thick polymer, 30 round magazines, so long as they are not as brittle and horrible as the ones that actually came on the Scorpion. That's my primary reason for hating it, that and rubbing my index finger off. Those of you guys who own them know what I'm talking about, and yes, I know you can buy parts to fix that, but you shouldn't have to. And that's my opinion, I'm sticking to it. So anyways, plastic feed lips, they are extremely thick. Magazine goes back in, and it is a straight push. So, you have a Mac 11 mixed with a SCAR, mixed with an Intratec DC9, mixed with something from NASA, because apparently parts of this can fly, and ultimately you have one very badass PDW, and for the price I would honestly rather go with this, pretty much hands down, believe it or not, over my MPX. This is about $2,000, $2,300 bucks with the pistol brace. This pistol brace by itself, I believe I read somewhere it's about 500 bucks, which is ridiculous, but I see why. Very, very high quality. overall, very satisfied with this gun, very happy with it. Alright guys, so that is part 2 of the BNT saga. On to part 3.